Today I want to get into Jungkook saying something that is making him very sad. I want to get into Jungkook talking about the music video being demanded to be removed over copyright accusations, and then we have people deleting their iTunes purchase. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hate it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, taste bling mug merch, and let's go. If you're not aware, Jungkook released his 3D music video. The music video is so amazing and such a bop of a song. I want to get into the music video a bit more later, but I definitely wanted to talk about what everyone is saying and how to stream properly. So something that is 100% true, that is confirmed and not conspiracy, is the proper way to stream a music video and song. You need to make sure you're streaming the YouTube video correctly if you want to make sure your views count. So you have to watch the music video all the way to the end, and then you have to stream another video, watch that all the way to the end, and then go back to Jungkook's video. This is the only way a view will count twice instead of just once. So if you just sit there and hit refresh on the music video, you can do that 100 times. It'll just be one view. Also, a few other things that you can do is between streams of Jungkook's video, watching reaction videos or any videos with the song in it will count towards the charts. So any of those streams add to the YouTube music charts. So adding those videos in between watching the official music video can help boost the streaming numbers. These are things that Google has officially come out and said. Google owns YouTube, so you definitely want to listen to that, and you want to make sure that you do those things. Other things are a bit more conspiracy, and I'm not saying not to do them, I just don't know how much they actually affect things. We stream and react to 3D and the music video over on Patreon. The streams do not count on Patreon, but it's still fun if you do want to join the community and fangirl together with the rest of the community. We do have a $1 tier that is still currently open. It has limited spots, and if you're interested in it, I will drop the link in the top of the description. People are going around saying in order for your stream on iTunes to count is that you need to delete the record of the purchase and then stream it as normal. This is the only way where every stream counts. However, I personally think this is odd. This was almost a solution to an alleged glitch that iTunes might have had years ago. This is likely patched, and if you do this, it actually could mess up the streams. It also just sounds so weird to delete the iTunes purchase. There's no way Apple or iTunes would like that or would keep that for the long term. I would recommend honestly probably not streaming so much on iTunes and putting that energy more towards Spotify. It seems charts and even audiences care more about Spotify streams and breaking those records. Artists also get paid a decent amount on Spotify, so it's just the better place to stream everything there. And the reason I think the iTunes thing is odd is because I believe if you were to go to your YouTube history and delete that you've watched a video, I think the view doesn't count, or you won't get recommended any more videos that were similar to the one you deleted. I'm not sure, but everything does change, and it's not a positive thing for the artist who posted the video. So just be careful if you do have to delete anything. I also don't use iTunes, so if there's someone with more experience with that, then take their word over mine. This is just my opinion. Jungkook has been working so hard, so of course we want to make sure his efforts are worth it. ARMYs have been very sad, also as Jungkook seems to be very sad lately. He recently did an interview with SiriusXM, and the interviewers had such great things to say about him and to him. They complimented him on how good he looks, and they asked many questions like what his inspiration for his songs are, as well as if he had any unreleased songs that he had just been waiting for the right person for. It was very shocking to hear that there were not any unreleased songs, that he was just holding on to waiting for the right person to feature on, but he seems to be the type that works really fast. I really like that. I like people who have an idea in their head and they're able to execute it quickly. It means they're sure of themselves and they want to get it done. It's an admirable trait to have that a lot of people don't have, and it's hard to have. Jungkook was also asked a lot of questions about Jack Harlow and what Jungkook and Jack's relationship was. They asked Jungkook if Jack and him had an opportunity to hang out before they filmed or before they recorded. Jungkook clarified that Jack and him were not in the same studio when they recorded the song due to conflicts with their schedules. And the first time they actually met in person was on the 3D music video set, and they got a chance to hang out together on set. They played chess with each other as they had that on set, and they both had a good time bonding doing that. I think it's a big misconception that every artist or person that you work with or have worked with both are great friends, or if they're not friends, it's a huge scandal or big issue. Two people can work together because they have mutual respect for each other's career and each other's talent. However, it doesn't mean they would have the same values or even be compatible as friends. I can also imagine that Jungkook is feeling a bit lonely when he is doing his promotion lately. As you can imagine, someone who has been very used to living the big part of his life with other members and with others who can support and be around him during big monumental career moments, this can definitely be very sad. The interviewer of SiriusXM asked Jungkook if there was something he missed the most now that he does not have the other members with him. Jungkook replied that he misses when he is backstage or in a moment in between shows that he no longer has any noise. So he used the example of sitting down in the waiting room and not having a lot of noise, which he is typically used to. I can imagine this is a bit jarring to have to sit there and it be a lot quieter than you're used to. Jungkook says he misses this the most. I would imagine this makes his current job so much harder, which is why we can all truthfully and honestly believe no matter how successful Jungkook ends up being, he has every desire to want to get back together and be in the group again. That is his family and is likely going to feel like home. I would imagine it not only feels lonely at times, but maybe a bit aimless, as he would probably be most used to someone like RM pointing him in the right direction at times when he may feel lost or unsure of what to do. This makes the 3D music video to be even more meaningful given his possible struggles and feelings of sadness. The music video and song is absolutely amazing, but with anything, as there tends to be a lot of eyeballs and people talking about a certain thing, there will be a lot more people with comments and stuff that most people would not even think of. And the more eyeballs, the more backlash something gets. So what happened today and what was the backlash? Jungkook's song was under the accusation of copying another song or sounding really similar. Now keep in mind the whole vibe of the song is 90s or early 2000s vibe, so the song is going to sound very similar to a lot of what we've heard in the past. Songs in the 2000s or songs that were very popular around that time. Jungkook was accused of sounding very similar to Justin Timberlake's Señorita. This song has some similar vibes, but the melody and everything is definitely very different. It's interesting when these claims of copying occurred because there's only so many sounds we personally associate with the early 2000s or a specific time period. So when trying to recreate that vibe, it makes a lot of sense why this recreation is going to sound like those songs that were dominating the sounds in the early 2000s. Well, I don't think Jungkook's song sounds very similar to Justin Timberlake's sound. It definitely sounds very similar to that era and to those specific sounds. Copying in pop culture really just does not exist, because if you come up with original sounds and completely original melodies, it will no longer be pop. It will be indie, or it would be an entirely new genre. And also, it wouldn't come across as nostalgic. Pop music is all inspired by each other, and of course that makes sense because we also all only have a set number of sounds that we individually like. And then pop music has to be music with all those sounds that we all find pleasant to listen to. So imagine how small that range of sound actually is. We've seen very popular artists like Lady Gaga have a country album and it just does not perform as well as the other pop albums because the fans don't like that sound. And so this is also a reason why a lot of pop music has the same sound. And this is also a reason why a lot of pop music has the same similar melodies and beat. Do I think anything will come of this and Jungkook will have his song removed or legal action will happen? Absolutely not. I don't think Justin Timberlake is going to do anything, and I definitely don't think he would have any claims if he did. I absolutely love 3D and the music video is such a fun video. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check on Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for the lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.